Shalom, this relates to news. Russia officially intervenes in U.S. chase over Venezuela oil. Tankers as Ukraine war spills over. You had U.S. bought 25 F-15s Boeing for $8.6 billion. You also have a U.S. might intervene relating to the ongoing unrest over its economical crisis as protests break out in different parts of the country. Let's say basically over the Iran fiasco, the tensions between Iran relating to he has a report. Trump was saying if Iran shoots and violently deletes peaceful protesters, which is their custom, the United States of America will come to their rescue. So, question mark, you know what I mean? As a report on Fox, we are locked and loaded, ready to go, you know what I mean? So, Scripture talks about hearing of wars, rumors of wars, see, be not troubled, for the end is not by and by yet, for nation against nation, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, there shall be pestilent earthquakes in different places, which are diverse places or different places all over, various places. For we in the times of sorrows, and that's what it is. The nations are rising up. Think not thou come to send peace on earth, but rather division. So divisions being set forth. Think not come to send peace, but the sword, judgment. And the scripture talks about what if fire be sent if it already be kindled. So a certain vibration is being set forth, man. You seeing tensions between the nations, Iran, U.S., China, Taiwan, U.S., China, Russia, Ukraine, U.S. You know, U.S. is in the middle, man, pretty much. You got the Israel situation. You know, ICC repeals relating to Israel's repeal relating to that. So warrants and different things could be set forth. That goes for over the International Council Committee relating to war crimes, basically. That's what that goes to. You know what I mean? I've seen another report talking about, let me see what else they have. Plus the U.S. Venezuela situation. You know what I mean? Venezuela's allies would be like Russia, and Russia is one of them, and Russia and China, you know, so $365 day, which is pretty much this whole year, relating to military conscription, which is a military draft from 18 to 30 relating to Russia to build up their mass mobilization forces for Russia for war, you know what I mean? NATO's doorsteps doomed. Putin expands in umbrella to Belarus, which is a major ally to Russia. Palunas missiles are now nuclear armed. Somebody wrote in a comment relating to buying those 25 F-15 Boeing missiles, Boeing planes. What a waste of money. Good job. You know what I mean? Those 25 can be shot down with a missile. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of blood expended going to for war, and that's all. You know, the fun war. You know what I mean? Because war is big business, man. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. Even up the trains relate to funding war, man. So your commonality of dollar relating to certain things is going to for war, man, funding war, man. You know, so you have Scripture talks about the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. So the rich ruleth over the poor, man. That's why the rich ruleth, and they more rich, and the poor are more poor, man. Because 1% rules the 99% of the population, man. That 1% of that population control that 99%. Because that 1%, when you control the money, you control everything. You know what I mean? Let's go back to more relating to war, relating to news, because that's what you're seeing. You're seeing tensions relating to tensions relating to these nations, man. You know what I mean? World War III is we are in World War III. You know what I mean? We in phases of it. We deal with Russia, Ukraine, deal with that's going on 4 years, man. I started in 2021. It's going on 4 years. So let me get a scripture real quick. A time to love, a time to hate, a time of war. Time of war. We're in the times of war. That's the times we're in of war, man. And when you look up that definition of war, war means basically to invade, conquer another nation. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Invade it, man. Conquer it for what? Its resources, you know, subject and subjugate the people so you can conquer and control them, and most of all their resources. Go, for example, Venezuela, man. Venezuela, reason why they're doing so much, it's not for the interest of drugs, man. You know what I mean? It's the interest of oil, man. You know what I mean? But it's in the guise of the interest of so-called drug issue, man. You know what I mean? It's always been a drug problem, man. You know what I mean? In fact, drugs is big business, man. Because if they wanted to stop drugs, they would have been stopped it a long time ago. It's big business. And the cartels and all these entities have a lot of people in their pockets. So, you know what I mean? So it would be easy to eliminate relating to certain matters by just doing certain things if they choose to do that. But they would have been done that. The reality is for oil, man. For the resources. That's why you have colonization, man. Colonizing, man. You take over the resources of that respected country, man, by controlling the people, or conquering them, taking them out, and taking their resources, man. All right. Go to 3 and 4, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn. There's going to come a time where it's going to time to mourn, and you see in that respectfully relating to in various countries of them, you know, I mean, because of war, for example, being displaced, being homeless because of casualties of war, man. You know what I mean? So they're mourning, you know what I mean? Time to dance. That's 3-4 of Ecclesiastes. A time to KIL or delete. You're seeing that. Not just from war, but also just normally. You're seeing people being offed off or being removed, in a matter of speaking. So you're seeing that. You see that on a day-to-day basis over various things, man, diverse things, man. A time to heal, a time to break down, time to build up. So we're seeing the breakdown of this rulership, man. You know, because it's coming to an end, man. A time to be born, a time to die. You know what I mean? It's a time and place for everything. That's what these scriptures talk about. A time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted, man. Three and one. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So for everything under a season is a time and place according to the purpose under heaven, man. You know what I mean? At its appointed time. All right, anyway. Go ahead, Joel 3 and 1, and we'll cut it short. Make it short. This is just quick news relating to that. Joel 3 and 1. 3 and 9. This goes to proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. The mighty men are the soldiers, the troops. And let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. So, preparation, man. Mass mobilization, for example. For preparing for war, you know what I mean? Beat your plowshares and the swords and your swords and pruning hooks and the spears. So turning certain things into weapons, man. And let the weak say I'm strong. There's another variation relating to scripture talks about even the weak shall fight. So the weak they're going to say they're strong, and they're going to fight, man, because they're going to be put in a position where they have to. Assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about, and thither cause our mighty ones to come down. The mighty ones are the ones that are in battle to fight, man. Let the heathens be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, or for he has judged. That's where that goes. For there I will sit to judge the heathens round about. Put ye the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. So it's ripe, you know what I mean? They're like the grapes. They're ready for the they're ready, you know what I mean, for the harvest, man. And get you down, press is full, the fats overflow, and their wickedness is great. So the judgment upon them, what's going to happen? The multitude, valley of decision. The day of the Lord is near, valley of decision. So the wickedness is great, you know what I mean? And, you know, it talks about relating to appointed time for certain things, man. So things are getting closer. War is just the beginning, but we're in the beginning at latter stages relating to that. And that's what you're seeing, man. And scripture talks about in second Ezra 14 talks about evil shall increase. You know what I mean? As the age, end of the age relating to eon time period of rulership, man. So we coming to the end of age. So what, the evils are going to increase. It's around 14, 16 down and down. So that's what you're seeing. So we're seeing the end of an age, man, of this rulership. For Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning that follows. 6, 7, and 9 through second Esdras. You know what I mean? So that's what you're saying. So we're coming to the end of this rulership. This is the quincentennial, 2026, July 4th, 1776 to 2026, 250-year anniversary with Centennial. You know what I mean? So this is a pivotal year relating to certain things. Blood moons, and I believe March and April, I believe. Different things. So this is going to be a very interesting year, in the matter of speaking. That being said, I hope it helps relating to information. This is Ayah Washawan.